जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः. So we saw about the Bhakti Yoga as the easiest and the suitable path for our modern times. The boat cast anchor at Kayala Ghat and the passengers prepared to disembark. On coming outside, they noticed that the full moon was up. The trees, the buildings, and the boats on the Ganges were bathed in its mellow light. A carriage was hailed for Master and M, and a few devotees got in with him. The Master asked for Keshab. Presently, the latter arrived and inquired about the arrangements made for Master's return to Dakshineshwar. Then he bowed down low and took leave of Ramakrishna. This M, the author, is giving a detailed mention. He is mentioning about how it was. The moon rising, the river bank, boats, these descriptions will transport you to those days as if it is happening in front of your eyes. The thing is, when you read, you must forget the rest of the world. Reading anything, whether it's scriptures or any even general reading, empty your mind. That's why we begin with prayer. All things we begin with prayer, just to dissociate ourselves from the preoccupied mind. We want to empty the preoccupied mind because we'll be moving about in the world with so many thoughts and so many engagements, duties and responsibilities. We come and sit and read. We may understand a little, it will not be remaining in our awareness. To make it remain a part of our awareness, we have to empty our mind, disassociate our mind from all engagements, all duties, everything, empty. Become calm and tranquil. Then you will understand in a better way as it should be understood. Mind is clear, it can understand, and then it will remember, because heart gets associated with what you read. Otherwise, heart will not get associated. Mind will understand, you leave and go. Unless heart catches it, it will not be your property. It is just comes and goes away. When heart catches, it remains. And once it remains for a day or two maximum. Then it will slowly, new thoughts, new awarenesses will come and wash this off. So after 3-4 days, just glance once, then whole thing gets freshened. It enters into permanent memory. There are various levels of memory. In psychology we see that levels of memory. We first reading, we understand, it remains as a part of our mind, and once we get engaged in other things, we forget. After 3 days, slowly it fades down. At that time, if you just go through once, it will remain in the memory. After a week, just glance, no need to read. Then it will enter into remote memory. When it enters into remote memory, it remains, spontaneously it will come out. And this is repeated always. Repeat your studies just 2-3 times within a week, it's enough. Rest of the life, like learning driving or cycling, it was yours forever. You will never miss that. And if heart catches it with all strength and love, it becomes a part of your awareness. It will constantly live in the awareness. The love of God is at the transcendental level, not at the physical level. It is mind, intellect, beyond that is heart. When we love God, what happens is our innermost being is projecting out to live. When I love a person, my bodily existence pushes forth. When I love God, my spiritual existence stretches forth. So, spirit to spirit love, body to body love. So, here we see there is lot of limitations. There it is not limitation. So, whenever this aspect comes into picture, it remains forever. It will not go away. Holy Mother used to say, Sharda Devi used to say, first time when I met Sri Ramakrishna, I felt as if a picture of joy was kept in my heart, and again I never missed this any time in my life again. Even in old age, that picture of joy and bliss was there in the heart. Because it is spirit to spirit. Sri Ramakrishna never saw a body at all. Spiritual existence, see divine. And whatever you see, whatever you project, that is what you will receive back. Nature responds to nature. There was a school of psychology. The teacher wanted to do an experiment. Just like today's research scholar came. Like that, research he wanted to do. There were 30 students in his classroom. He told, you list down among the 30 students whom you dislike or hate or dislike. And all were given on paper. And they started, 30 students, they were analyzing and seeing, and whom they dislike, they were listing down. And when he received, he saw the maximum, longest list in the classroom. A boy has written 15 names. Half of the classroom he dislikes. His name is there in every list. Because he dislikes, people dislike him. In every list his name is there. And one boy had not written anybody's name, empty paper. His name is not there in any list. His name was not there. Because he doesn't dislike anybody, nobody dislikes him. So this person dislikes maximum number of people, all dislike him. This is what nature responds to nature. When I was in forest, I was never keeping, I cannot keep and I don't keep any arms with me. I am sannyasi, maximum a stick to walk. But once the forest officers came, they talked to me for a long time, then said, Swamiji, here wild animals are there, you are alone. your responsibility is on our shoulders. And we have to, anything happens to you, my job will go. You have to keep some arm. Or you must have a guard with you. And guard, you have to pay 10,000 rupees per month. And I am going to stay for a long time, number of years there. I am alone, nobody else in that forest. So then I said, I can't keep arms. Then they said, no, you have to keep something. They had a small axe, handy axe. He forced me to keep this with you, keep this with you. Wherever you go, you go. And all right, I kept it. And I used to use it, reverse it and use it as a walking stick. When going in the forest, I just take once in a way that, and one day it's an arm. I'm aware it's an arm. And I was military trained, so that spirit of arms will be there. The moment we hold an arm, it gives some other kind of awareness. I want to at least hit one tree leaf or something like that. I never did. But still, I was holding, and one day, I have been there for nearly 2.5 years with all wild animals. We can see tigers and here, there, leopards, but no harm. One day I am getting down a small valley. I am getting down the valley, there is a stream, water stream. From the opposite one, bear was coming. And commonly we pass each other, nothing to worry. I never harm anyone, nor they harm me. So I was going, and that was coming to drink water. I too was getting down. I was not afraid. All of a sudden, that bear suddenly stood up. Oh, I was terrified. Arey, what have I done to you? Then suddenly I remembered, arm is there in my hand. That awareness, you see. I threw away the arm, the axe. Immediately it came down. It drank water and went away. Just because I am having an arm in my hand, it is responding to how nature responds to nature. I left it, it calmed down and went. So this is what happens. So here we see the whole thing. M is giving us the whole picture of the situation, how it is, what's happening there. And it transports you to a state of mind and to the remote past when Sri Ramakrishna was there, how the steamers were there, how the horse carriages were there. Now motor cars and all, most of us have not seen a horse carriage at all. Some small tangas we might have seen. In our childhood days it was there. Britishers were just going, and many horse carriages, and everywhere horses, less vehicles, few vehicles here and there, even in Bangalore. Hundreds of horses everywhere, people. Military was using completely horse. Postal carriage was through horse. So this horse carriage, all that, it takes you to those days of the past where you can view. And this viewing, you must be able to forget your present. You must be able to forget all things and get lost in it. Today morning I was telling, the research scholar came. Research scholar means they have gone through regarding Vivekananda, they must have gone through the life many times. of Vivekananda. Complete works they have gone through. And now, this life of Vivekananda itself is the iron curtain which will not allow us to know what real Vivekananda is there. Our mind is caught by the external lifestyle, life ways, and Vivekananda is beyond that. This life I have read of Vivekananda limits my understanding of Vivekananda. I have to break this and enter within to know this is just external. It is covering Vivekananda. It is not revealing Vivekananda. His life itself is covering Vivekananda. To reveal Vivekananda, I must lose myself in thought of Vivekananda. Then what it is? When you start weeping for the society, weeping for others, then you will understand a little of what is Vivekananda. So here we see how you are able to lose yourself in the M is trying to make you lose the external things, present holdings. Mind is caught in so many things. Dissolve it and see what happens. How the reality shines forth, how clarity comes into mind regarding every aspect of life. So this is what, otherwise we will not be able to understand ourselves, where we are, what we are, nor will be able to understand how far I have to go, what I have to do now. All this will be revealed to you the more you dive within. Go to the root. Everything, any scriptures you read, try to analyze, open, and then enter and see. Then only you will understand what it wants to give you. So the whole picture, Ganges, how the moonlit night was there, and Ramakrishna asks about Keshab. Where is Keshab? Then Keshab comes and takes leave. See, each person has a part to play. Even in our own life, you see, we all have a part to play in this world. Where is my place in this world? I have to discover. We are all there. Each one has a particular place and a purpose for which we have come. And I have to find out where is my place in this world. Where am I placed? What is the things I have to do? What I have to do now? Where am I to go? How should I go? This understanding. So Keshab has a purpose. Keshab has a status. Keshab has a place in this world. He is one of the Leela Sahachara. The divine play is going on. He is one of the playmates of the divine play. How that identity, he wants to instill that identity in that person. Oh, you belong to this. You have this purpose. So when I call someone, then immediately he responds. The responding itself makes him understand he is a part of this play. Otherwise, if I don't call, there may not be any work. Just to talk, how are you? What is your name? How things are going on? Just to ask, there is a participation. Oh, I belong to this. I have this purpose to do. His own understanding about himself changes. This giving identity. He is calling, where is Keshab? He is giving identity with respect to this divine play going on. He is instilling that identity in him. I have a part to play. That each one has a part to play in a particular movement or a thing that's happening. Even in family. Then he bowed down and took leave of Sri Ramakrishna. The carriage drew through the European quarters of the city. The master enjoyed the sight of beautiful mansions on both sides of the well-lighted streets. Night times. These, you might not have seen the olden system of lighting. One person will go with a torch, burning torch, and oil lamps will be hanging. That oil lamps will go on lighting. When some drama, dance and all takes place, huge torches used to be kept. There was no electricity. Electrical light was not there. So most of the lights are torches. Some torch will be burning. It is burning like candle burning. It will be. Well-lighted streets. Suddenly he said, I am thirsty. What's to be done? Nandalal, Keshab's nephew, stopped the carriage before the India Club and went upstairs to get some water. Master inquired whether the glass had been well washed. On being assured that it has been, he drank the water. Every act of the divine has a message for us to follow. See, suppose I was there in the place of Sri Ramakrishna. Even though I was thirsty, I would not have asked anybody to bring water. I am thirsty. Because I am a person who bears some ego. The childlike nature of Sri Ramakrishna. The childlike nature. The moment I become thirsty, only children will tell, I am thirsty, I want water. No elder will tell you thirsty, that I am thirsty. While going in a street in a carriage where there is no water, will anybody? This childlikeness, simplicity, guilelessness, these are the natures of extremely sattvic people. Sri Ramakrishna is beyond the sattva rajatama, is beyond the trigunas. How a realized soul will be there who is not affected by the three gunas, sattva, raja and tama. When a person is free, trigunatita, how he will be, Sri Ramakrishna described, just like a child. Unassuming, nothing, free, like a small boy. So same nature is showing, and you see, have you got it nicely washed? Because many people are using it. Same glass is being used. Now Sri Ramakrishna has to take. He is asking, see, everywhere you have to take care. While getting down the vehicle, have I left anything? While going out, have I left anything? Have I taken all things? While climbing a vehicle, first enter, Holy Mother used to say, first enter, before all others enter, and see where all things have come of yours. have you left behind anything? While getting down also, see that you have not left anything. These are the small instructions through when great people, incarnations, do something, it is an act to be imitated, imitation, which develops into a deep spiritual practice. It's a loka sangraha mevartham. Loka sangraha, for people to understand and follow. There are direct instruction, mana bhava, mad bhakto, madhyaji, mam namaskuru, direct instruction. You be like this, you Bhagavad Gita, you will see. There are some suggestive, indirect way of telling. Some are subliminal instigations. So many stories and all are told to indirect way of teaching. Then there is the just presenting. Just I move about, it is why I am moving about. To make you understand, I am teaching in a just natural, simple way, without words, without talk. This is, now you see what media and all are displaying is influencing every child also, mind. There is no teaching, but what they display is creating a havoc within. This is subliminal influences, below the perception. I don't perceive, but it is influencing my life. So in the life of these great people, they sometimes tell, sometimes they act and show, sometimes they give the examples of stories and things like that to make us understand. As the carriage went along, the master put his head out of the window and looked with childlike enjoyment at the people, the vehicles, the horses, and the streets, all flooded with moonlit night. So everything is moonlight. In the moonlight, you see, when I was in Shamlatal, full moon day, I used to come out and see. I am at the top of a hill. I can see miles together outside. And all the moonlight, it used to be so pleasant, as if I am in a dream world. Wonderful dream world, as if I am in. So it was so enchanting, so lively, and it is something wonderful. You cannot explain. Every hill that we see, is like a molten silver. The moonlight, bright moonlight, will be covering everything. The whole forest, every leaf is shining in that. Clearly you can see. It's female voice. He was in a very happy mood. He is to be always in bliss, Ananda. The Ananda is to keep him mum. He cannot speak, he will be immersed in it. But when we use the term happiness, there is an expression. In bliss, there is a silent inner joy. Here, he is receiving as if from outside. Inside it is flooding out. The joy is flooding out. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.